Welcome back to Turf Wars, the show that takes an in-depth look at the future of combat martial arts. And with the World Combat League, that future is right now. It is the concept of a 6-time martial arts world champion, and also he's an international film star. You might have heard of this guy, Chuck Norris. I had an opportunity to sit down with Mr. Norris at his ranch in Texas, and here's what he had to say about the league. Now, just talk about the history of the WCL for anyone who's new to it and kind of the concept behind it.
Well, you know, it's been a concept that I've been thinking about for over 32 years. Actually, I formed a league back in 1974, and it was a 5-person team at that time, and we were taking the LA team, LA Stars, by the way, around to different cities and fighting, and people were really interested in this team concept. And I thought, really, I'm onto something here. So I thought, okay, what kind of a league do I want to form? So I decided to make it a 6-person team and having one girl. So it'd be 5 men and 1 girl on each team. Then I thought, well, how can I make it really exciting? So I decided, okay, let's make it where we put 10 rounds into 3 minutes, where a fighter now is fighting, and if he tries to slow the pace of the fight down, or if he grabs or anything that would slow the pace of the fight down, he will be penalized. A point will go to the opposing team. What I've seen over the years, that fighters have become so proficient at the ground game that it's almost impossible now to get a fighter in a submission hold. And so now the ground game has become very boring. And I saw that happening, and I thought, well, what I want to do then is keep it strictly a stand-up style of fighting. And you can use your hands, your feet, and your knees to take the person down. This first season, we had a 35% knockout rate this season. And so there were a lot of knockouts. And but again, that's what the people love. Everyone's saying, we love those knockouts. You know, seeing the audience cheering for their team and seeing the points going back and forth and screaming for their team to, you know, to catch up. It's just been an incredibly exciting season.
So where does that leave the future of the World Combat League headed?
Well, the future, right now we have 8 teams, 4 East Coast teams and 4 West Coast teams. And now we want to start expanding to eventually have 36 teams here in the United States, 24 teams in Europe, 24 teams in Asia, and 24 teams in the Middle East.
And what really makes this league different than anything else they're going to see out there?
I think the accumulation of points and seeing the fighters putting their heart into it and seeing a fighter get knocked down and literally unconscious on the mat and think, well, that's over with. And then all of a sudden seeing something inside of him or her pull themselves up off that mat, knowing if they don't get up that their team loses 15 points. It really is good stuff.
And we'll have more of our interview with Chuck Norris as well as preview the upcoming fights. That's coming up next on the Turf Wars.